Gemini, what is up, y'all? What's happening? How y'all doing? What's good? Time for another weekly check-in. Time to see what's happening with you guys for the last week of June. So, again, remember this is just a weekly check-in. So it's just going to be a short, sweet, quick, general, energetic overview of your situation. If you are in need of a personal reading, all the information on how to go about doing that and all the different readings that I have to offer and all that stuff, right down here in the description of the video, okay? So, let me get these good vibes burning here. All right. Let's hop into this. Let's see what's going on with your situation, Gemini. And I mainly want to focus on the person that you're dealing with, if it'll let me. I'm going to be pulling a whole spread on their energy here in a minute, but let's see what it'll tell me here in the first spread. What's happening with Gemini's situation, universe, last week of June? What's happening with Gemini's situation, universe, last week of June? Let's get two shuffles. Ooh, Queen of Swords reversed. Page of Pentacles, okay. All right. So, Two of Swords reversed. This is a little bit weird. So first of all, the very first thing that's yelling at me right off the rip is the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So it kind of feels to me like this person's just testing you, testing the waters, doing things to see if they can get your attention, see if they can get some kind of reaction out of you, you know, because they want to know if you're mad at them. Or I think they just want to know how you feel about them, period. You know? I think they're putting on one hell of a show for you, though. They're putting on a hell of a show for you, hoping that you're watching. So, if you just so happen to be looking at what this person's got going on, you know, seeing if they've moved on or if they're happy or whatever the case may be, and it just looks like they got it going on. They want to make it look that way on purpose. And like I said, in addition to that, I think they're doing things to try to get your attention. Could be an earth sign for some of you. Got a lot of earth energy in here, and I got the Virgo card. But yeah, I'm not really seeing a new start in love happening here. Not really. Magician reversed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. If you dealt with somebody that you know dabbles in metaphysics and esoterics, I guarantee you they have tried to throw black magic at you. Don't let that scare you, though. I'm not going to dig that all the way up here. If it comes out again, then I'll go on my little speech and my lecture about it, but I'm going to leave that alone for now. Just don't be afraid of that. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I'm not saying that it can't work, but don't feed it fear, okay? Anyway, though, yeah, a whole lot of much of nothing's happening here. This person's testing you, or they're trying to test you, you know? So if you, like, go look at their Instagram or their Facebook, and there's this post, and you are highly suspicious that it's about you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, 100%. Let's see what their deepest feelings and intentions are. How do they feel about you at the deepest level? What are their deepest energies and intentions? Seven of Cups. They're trying to replace you. Trying to find somebody new. Trying to get you off their mind. Ooh, we got the Magician again here. It's upright this time. But it came out again, so I do think I'm going to need to talk about that. But first, let's talk about all the other stuff. So, if somebody's in such a hurry to try to find somebody new to replace you, and all the while putting on a show for you, hoping that you're watching, hoping to elicit some kind of response out of you, what does that tell you? That tells you you take up a lot of space in their fucking head. A lot of space. A whole lot. I wouldn't call it love, though. If anything, it kind of feels like obsession or attachment. I'm not seeing anything in here indicating love, though. I'm not. Now, again, this may not be all of you, man. It may only be one or two of you. But every single time I say this, somebody resonates with it. Some of y'all dealing with somebody throwing black magic at you. Or just throwing some kind of energetic influence at you, period. Okay, now everybody needs to hear this, okay? It is absolutely something that you want to be vigilant about. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I'm not saying that it can't work. But let me break down a little bit more of the energetic mechanics behind how it works, okay? At the end of the day, if somebody's throwing black magic at you, they themselves can't hurt you. What it does is it triggers you into sabotaging yourself. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. See, these negative thought forms and this negative energy, what that does is that attaches itself to you and puts thoughts in your head. That's all it does. And it can do it very successfully. And that's the way it usually works. It creeps very slowly up under your subconscious and slowly overtakes your conscious mind from underneath, and you don't even realize it's happening. You just think it's you. You ain't even thinking about it. You're not even questioning why you're having these thoughts. These thoughts are creeping into your head. You're feeding into it. You're entertaining them. And you start feeding it fear, and you start feeding it the anger, and you start allowing that to control your mood and your actions. Now, you're blasting frequencies that are so low and dense that you're manifesting your own demise. That's how it works. Now, all you have to do, and I know it sounds easy when I say it like that, it's tricky, but all you have to do is learn how to identify your energy from a foreign energetic interference. That's all you have to do. And that's harder than it sounds. It really is. Oh, it really is. You would be surprised how frequently you're picking up on an energy that's not even fucking yours, and you don't even realize it. You have no idea. Never even crosses your mind. You know, like the other day when you were just in a real bad fucking mood for no reason. There's a very good chance that that wasn't even your energy. Don't know why. You were just in a bad mood. Have no idea why. Just somewhere between waking up in the morning, drinking your coffee, and halfway through the commute to work, and you're just in a bad fucking mood. You don't know why. That wasn't your energy. So, learning how to identify that. This is not my energy. I do not claim this energy. It's not wanted here. It's not welcome here. I am returning it back to wherever it came from with love and light. This energy is not welcome here. This is not my energy. I do not allow this energy into my field. I'm returning it back to wherever it came from with love and light, not with anger and hatred, or you're no better than they are. With love and light. And it's going to find its way back to them. It's going to find its way back to them anyway. That's the thing, that people who do this stupid shit are like little toddlers throwing a fit because they don't get their way. They don't realize the repercussions of what they're doing. It's going to come back and find them any fucking way. But if you cut it off and send it back now, it'll just happen quicker. It's going to find its way back to them. So you ain't even got to worry about that. But don't worry about what they're doing. Don't worry about what they're manifesting in their life. All you got to worry about is you and your own energetic bubble. So I just had to throw that out there. Kind of feels like this person is a little bit of an immature, spoiled brat, is what this energy feels like to me. That's kind of like every single person I've ever met who does dabble in black magic, they all kind of have that little spoiled brat attitude about them, you know? I met this one person not too long ago who literally said, sometimes I pray that some of those dark forces will come fuck them up just to teach them a lesson. You're praying to dark forces and asking them to go fuck someone up just to teach them a lesson. You're a toddler. You're a fucking child. Don't get me started on that. Anyway, yeah. This person kind of feels like a spoiled brat. And I got a lot of spoiled brat energy coming from this person. Let's get the advice here. What's the advice for Gemini? Ooh, the Fool card. Uh-oh. Hang on. 2 more shuffles. Ooh, man, I'm gonna tell you what. It's time for you to prepare for the next person to come in. Yeah. It's time for you to prepare for the next person to come in, dude. I'm telling you. This needs to be released. Whoever the hell this is, this toxic, spoiled brat. Sorry, but, and here's the magician reversed again. Maybe it's more of you than I thought. Anyway, though, regardless if you're dealing with somebody that deals with black magic or not, this person is still a very toxic manipulator. Still having energetic ties with this person. Unprocessed, unresolved, unfinished business and energy. It's serving as a blockage. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying nothing bad about you, okay? It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person or a stupid person or anything like that. If you're tied to them, you're tied to them, man. It happens. But you got to do whatever you can do to untie from this. Because, man, Ace of Cups, Lover's card, Fool card. There's something waiting for you on the horizon that will make you look back on this person and just slap yourself. But this has to be closed out. This karmic cycle has to be closed out. The tie has to be cut. The energy has to be released. Whatever way you can go about doing that. For those of you who got my courses, the healing course, I would suggest paying attention to that and applying it to your situation however you can. You know, at the end of the day, as long as the end goal of transmutation is met, you can do it however you want, really. But yeah, I'm going to tell you, that has to be released. It has to be. And there's so many unlimited different numbers of ways that you can do it because you have to do it with your own beliefs and your own perception. But yeah. Or, hey, I will preach this until my face turns blue and the cows come home. You are better off repeating a toxic cycle than just blindly taking advice that you don't fully understand. That's the reason why I read the way I do, y'all. That's the reason why I give the speeches and the lectures that I give. That's the reason why I give the teachings that I give. My goal is to help you understand how to energetically figure these situations out. That's my goal. My goal is to give you some things to think about that will help you understand how to deal with these situations yourself. Because I'm going to tell you what right now. You see this happen all the time. I've seen this happen so many times. So many times. A client comes to a reader, right? The client is dealing with somebody that anybody with 2 brain cells they can rub together could tell you this person's toxic as fuck. You need to get the hell away from them. You need to get the fuck away from this person. And the client says, damn it. I was hoping that wouldn't be the answer, but I'm not sure why that has to be the answer, but I trust this reader. So I'm going to take the reader's advice. And the client just blindly takes the reader's advice. They don't really understand why. They were hoping for a different answer. Now, does that help them? Maybe temporarily. For the moment, for this situation, yes, that helps them. But eventually, at some point, may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, may not be next month, may not even be next year, but at some point, you're going to repeat that cycle again. You're just going to meet the same demon in a different body and repeat the cycle over and over and over until you learn what you need to learn from this situation. But I'm feeling like the majority of you have learned it. All you got to do is apply it. All you got to do is apply it. So, all right, well, we're going to shift gears now. Let's see what's coming in for the singles in the last week of June. What's coming in for the singles in the last week of June? What's coming in for the singles in the last week of June? Ooh, eight of Wands reversed. It may kind of feel like things are stuck at a standstill. Hang on. Five of Wands reversed. Ooh, we got the Page of Cups though. So I am feeling like a love offer trying to make its way in here, but this is telling, I can't help it, man. This is specific. I was trying to keep shut until all the cards came out, hoping that something else would come through, but I think a lot of you have your eye on somebody very specific, and you're not hearing from that person. There's something else trying to make its way in. Now, here's the part that's unclear, and it's probably different for all of you, and that's the reason why it's unclear. I can't tell if you're intentionally kind of pushing this person away, or if your focus is just so locked into somebody else that it's just not even hitting your radar. Maybe this person's flirting with you and hitting on you, and it just seriously flies over your head. You don't even see it. You don't realize it. You have no idea there's an opportunity there for you. Like I said, maybe depending on the two of you. Damn, dog. Devil card again. Oh, and it came out next to the angel. The angel and the devil. Is this your twins here, Gemini? Is this your twins? You got one angel and one devil. And maybe they're not on the same page working towards the same goal. All right, well, that's weird. That's interesting. Let me just see the overall outcome as to how this whole situation is playing itself out. What's the overall outcome The whole situation playing itself out. Let's see, what do we got here? Boom. Dude! What's going on with the damn devil? Hang on. Page of Pentacles reversed. Five of Swords. Okay. Four of Cups again. Okay, well maybe that's a good thing. Okay. All right. So somebody's trying to make their way in. And again, same card I showed you in the last spread. I don't know if you're intentionally ignoring it or if it's just not even hitting your radar. You're such a vibrational mismatch that you don't even see it. But somebody's trying to make their way in and they do not have the greatest intentions in the world. But they're not making their way in, regardless of why. It's the universe protecting you. I think your guides are protecting you from this person. You know, so whether your guides are on your shoulder screaming into your ear, stay away from that person, you know, or maybe they're just distracting you. Hey, look over here, look at this, blah, 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 so that you're not even seeing it. I think your guides are protecting you from this person. And I feel like there's a couple of you who are 100% aware of this. That may not be all of you. But I'm getting a real strong vibe that maybe only one or two of you. Could be somebody at the workplace, you know. Could be an acquaintance, friend of a friend who is just really interested. You know it. You're trying to keep them at an arm's distance. Especially if you're in a situation where you like have to be around them. That's why I use the workplace analogy. I have to be around this person. We work at the same place and they're constantly trying to push their way in and flirt with me and this and that. And I'm just not feeling it. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to play it off. I'm trying to play it cool. Again, I know that may only be one or two of you, but if that resonates, just know your guides are protecting you. Your guides are not going to allow this person to do anything to harm you. Okay. So let's grab some advice. Was that an advice spread? No, that was an outcome spread. Okay. Let's get some advice here. What's the best advice? Have I used a Rider-Waite deck in this yet? I have not, have I? Let's use this one. Advice. What's the advice for Gemini? Ace of Swords. Okay, last shuffle, last one. Oh man, look. So, I know a lot of you purchased my How to Read Tarot course. Okay, here's a little trivia bonus piece. In my opinion, and I think anybody could probably argue this, the Sun card is the simplest card in the whole tarot. The simplest, you know, like when we got the Fool, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Eight of Cups. We could sit and talk all day about different ways to interpret this, you know, different things that it could mean depending on the intention that's put into it, depending on what all is surrounding it. We could talk for hours. But the Sun card is the simplest card in the tarot. You know what it means? Happy. Happy. It means happy. Don't give anyone control of your happiness. Don't give anyone control, and don't give anyone the burden of your happiness. Don't let anyone destroy your happiness, and don't ever expect anyone to create your happiness. That's probably, well, I can't really say that's more important. That's about equal, about 50-50. One of the dumbest things that we all do, I do it too. I do it too. One of the dumbest things that we do is we give the key to our happiness to everyone around us. You know, me personally, the one I struggle with the most is letting people ruin my happiness. That's the one I struggle with. You know, I'm a human too. I got to catch myself on a daily basis. But equally, a lot of people expect someone to make them happy. Whatever happened to when we were little kids? Remember when we were little kids? And if somebody told you to do something, you can't make me. Shut up. Make me. Go away. Make me. Make me, make me. You can't make me. You can't make me. Well, we had the right idea when we were little kids. Why is it that once we grew up, now all of a sudden, we're expecting everyone to make us? You know? Why don't you cheer up? Make me. You can't make me. What? We're expecting people to make us happy, to make us feel whole, fulfilled, and complete, to make us feel better about ourselves. No. It don't work that way. Now, when I say these things, I am not saying that you shouldn't do what you can to contribute to other people's happiness. That's not what I'm saying. Not saying that. I'm not saying that when you are with your divine life partner, you don't do everything you can to make them as happy as you can. I worded it that way very specifically. What I'm saying is, if you are not consciously taking control of your own happiness, nobody will ever be able to create it for you. Nobody will. So, yeah. And again, don't worry, you are protected. Okay? Whether you know it or not, yes, you do have some negative energies trying to find their way in. Don't worry about it. Your guides are absolutely protecting you 100%. Okay? Trust the process. Trust your feelings. You hear your guides yelling at you to stay away from that person, trust that. Okay? And you'll be all right. You're on a pretty positive path right now. Just kind of a slow, weird kind of, well, we're going into fucking Mercury retrograde and pre-shadow and whatnot here soon too. Forgot about that. Damn. Anyway, yeah. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Gemini family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, all the information for personal readings is right down here in the description, okay? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.